container, only one object of that will be created. That's the reason you are using the auto wiring, correct? If you want to every object every time to be created, then you have to change the scope to the prototype, right? I hope you are able to hear me, guys.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
sir.
Yeah. So the one best example for the singleton design pattern is in Spring application or Spring framework. The object, see, are we creating an object in the Spring application?
No.
We are using the auto wires, correct? At the rate auto wire. So there are different ways of doing the auto wiring: constructor injection, setter injection, right? So whenever you are using a auto wiring, what happens? It checks whether the object is present for that class in the Spring container. If it is there, then that object will be used. If not, it will create a new object. That means for the first request, the object is created and then kept in the container. From the next time onwards, no new object will not be created. That means throughout the application, only one object is used. So that is maintained in the Spring. Now, for example, if it is a standalone Java application, how can I create a singleton? So what does it mean is, so singleton design pattern means that I will create one class. So I should not be allowed to create more than one object. Even if I am trying to create an object, it should give me only same hash code. Then only I can tell that it is following the singleton design pattern. Now let us create the class. And yeah. Guys, whoever wants to look at this class through in the YouTube, you can watch that as well. It is getting live in the YouTube as well. Now let me create a class. I'm just creating a class called Singleton. Okay, the class name is Singleton. Now let me create a Singleton now. So now I want to create an object of this class. Now let me go to some other class called, I'm creating another class called main. The class name itself is main, guys. So in order to execute a program, we need to have the main method. So I'm just creating a main method. Done. Now Singleton is a class. Now can I create an object of this Singleton class in the main class? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Now let us create C. Okay. Now in line number 6, I created one object. In line number 7, I created another object. Now I should know whether these two objects are same objects or different objects. Correct? May I know how can I get that?
Hash code.
Hash code.
So I can try to print the hash code. Correct? Now,
Yes.
hash code method is present in which class?
Object.
Object class.
Class.
So if you guys wanted to see any class file in Eclipse, you can do Control Shift T. Again, I repeat, in Eclipse, you can see generally we cannot open the class file. If you open the class file, you cannot see the code, source code. If you want to see the source code, what you can do is Control Shift and then T. Control Shift T. Whenever you enter Control Shift T, you can see open type. Now let me type object. See, java.lang is a package. Now go. No. Control, in order to look at the methods, Control O. If you press Control O, it will show all the methods present in that class. Okay, now here, do we have hash code method? Yes.
Yes.
There is a method that will provide you the hash code. Now let us call this method. Now what I'm doing is s dot hash code. Okay. Now s1 dot hash code. If the hash code is same, then we may there may be a possibility that objects same are different. But if the hash code is different, then objects are for sure different. Right? Now let us try. So am I getting the different value from line number 8 and 9?
Yes.
So that means, can I say that line number 6 and 7, whatever the objects that I created, s comma s1, these two are two different objects?
Yes.
Yes.
So am I following the singleton?
No.
So that means I'm not following a singleton. It's that means whenever you create an object, it is giving you the no object. Now I want to make it this class as a singleton. Now whenever, see, the problem here is you are in the main is another class. In this class, you are trying to create an object of this class. Now since you are allowing, then you are getting a different object. Now what I should do? I should not allow anyone to create an object outside of the Singleton class. Then what should I do? So do you guys know what is a constructor?
Yes.
So
Yes.
Yes, sir.
We can create
We should
object
use
in construct using.
private constructor here.
yeah. So constructor is same name as a class name. Constructor is the same name as a class name. And it is used to initialize the instance variables, right? Now, if I make the constructor as a private, what happens? What
Yeah.
happens when I make the constructor as a private? Can I
You,
able anything?
you cannot access
Yeah,
from outside of
anything.
class.
Yeah, not only a constructor, it's a variable or a method. Anything you make it as a private. What is the accessibility level? Only for this
Only
class.
class level.
Yeah, you cannot access this one outside of a class. So that is the accessibility of a private variable. Now, what is the mistake? See, earlier what I have done, I was able to create an object from outside of a class, and I am able to get a different hash code. Whenever I am getting a different hash code, I'm able to create multiple objects. But what is my intention? I want to allow only one object for this singleton class. Now that is the reason what I'm telling, I'm making the constructor as a private. So that, see, I'm getting a compilation error. Now, can I create an object outside of a singleton class? I cannot. Now, let me comment all of. So let me remove all of this. So I cannot do. Now, but how can I get I should see, I cannot create an object outside of a class. Yes. Now, what is the only possible way to create an object? Only within the class. Correct. Now, let me create a class here. Now I have created an object at global level. Now, so now how this object can be returned? Either using a method or static variable. Now let us write a method. Public. Let me make the method name as, generally we use get instance is a method name. You can keep anything. There is no guarantee that you need to use. Now here in the main class, see, I cannot create a constructor. I cannot create an object using class name reference variable equal to new class name. But I need to get an object of this class. What is the best way? Call some method, correct? And then return that method should return the object, right? Now I'm writing a method called get instance. What this get instance method will return? Singleton. Okay, now return s. Now, so can I say now by calling this method, see, where am I creating an object now?
The method.
Class.
I am creating an object within this class. Okay, now if I want to get this object, what should I do? Can I say that I have to call the get instance method?
Yes.
Yeah. So now let me look at here. Will I be able to call the get instance method? Now look at here. If you go here, what is the get instance method? Is it an instance method or static method?
Is it
Instance
the
method.
instance method?
Yeah. In order to call the instance method, what do you need to have?
You need to create object.
Okay, but can I create an object of singleton
No.
class outside of a
No.
main class? No.
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 Now in Java, what is the way to access a method without an
We'll make
object?
it static.
Static method. Static.
Yeah. So let me explain this. So from the interview perspective, the very first question will be asked, why are we creating private constructor? So in a singleton class, why are we creating a private constructor? So if we don't have a private constructor, you can create an object of the class anywhere. Whenever you're creating object of a class anywhere, you are allocating or you are creating multiple objects. So in order to limit, by creating a private constructor, you are limiting the object only to be created within the class. You cannot create an object outside of a class. That is the use of private constructor. And then whenever you are creating a private constructor, that means we are creating an object inside this class. Now I have created an object in line number 5. So now I have to return this s. Now for that I have created a method. But why this method should be a static method? Because if it is an instance, then if I want to call this get instance method in the main method, I should create an object like this. Singleton s equal to new singleton. But when the constructor is private, can I create an object like this? No. So that means I need some mechanism to call the get instance method. I need some mechanism to call the get instance method in which I should not be using a object. I should be using a class name only. So in Java, static is a thing you can call using a class name without, you don't need to create object. So let me make this method as a static. Now, why am I getting a compilation error? Because from a static context, you can access another static variable only. Now here in line number, now another question will be asked, why are you making this object as a static? Because whenever your get instance method is static, from a static block, can I access a non-static variable? No,
No.
I have to make this variable as a static. See, till now, whatever we have done, learned, is it tied to the Java basics only? Are we trying to do something different or only basics?
Basics.
Basics.
Yeah. So now if you are in good at basics, learning this one would be very easy. Now, since single get instance method is a static method, how can I access? By the using the class name. Class name followed by get instance. Now let me try. Class name dot followed by get instance method. What does the get instance method is returning? I want an object, correct? So I am returning the singleton reference. So I am returning S, correct? Now let us go here. Now, now let me do. See, this is returning some singleton reference, so I am storing it here. Now similarly, can I call again the same method? Yes. Now let us see S1. Now earlier S and S1 are different hash codes. But now see line number 6, I am calling the get instance method once, and line number 7, I am calling the get instance method once. And I'm trying to see whether the hash code is same or different. Now let us run the program. Run as Java application. See, am I getting the same hash code or different hash code?
Same.
Same hash code.
So that means, am I getting only one object or multiple objects?
One object.
One object.
Okay. Now let me create one more also. Let me keep S2 also. Run as Java. See, all the 3 times I'm, so that means even if you call get instance method 100 times, are you creating 100 objects?
Same object.
No, same
Only
object.
one object is getting created, correct? That means
Yes.
only once the memory is getting allocated. Now, see, can I say that I have made this singleton as a one object? So can I say that this singleton class is following the singleton design pattern?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, is it mandatory to keep the get instance method name is same thing, or can I keep some other name?
Some other also you can keep.
Yeah, because it's a method name. Method name can be anything in Java, but generally the good practice will say whenever you are using any singleton design pattern, the method which is returning the instance should have the name as a get instance method. This is a good practice only. Now, if I instead of get instance, can I keep a get object? Yes, I can do. Let's try this one. People will get confused that get instance should only be used. No, I have written get object. Now let us look at, am I getting the object, same object? Yes. So there is no guarantee that you have to use a get instance method only. But the thing is, the good programming skills will tell you usage of get instance, because by looking at those get instance and all of this, you can easily identify that this is following the singleton design pattern. So does anyone has any questions so far? Okay. Yeah, thank you guys. Let us continue. Now the problem is here. Now, for example, I have created a singleton design pattern. Now I don't want to use it. See, in our projects, there are so many classes that are created, but those cannot be used in your business logic also, correct? Do you see that situation?
Sir, I have one doubt.
Yeah, go ahead.
So normally in Google or most of the tutorials, they have do one type of check that object is available or not. If object is not if object is null,
We will
then they
come
are
to that. We'll come
creating.
to that, all of those.
Yes, sir.
Just wait for that. Just will come to there. Okay. Yeah. I'll explain that. Don't worry.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Now here the problem is, in your project you will create a object, you will create a class. For example, this is a class, it is present in my class, in my project. I'm not using this one anywhere. I'm not calling this get instance method, but still the object will be created. Am I right? Because
Yes.
since it is a static, during the class loading time object will be created, right? So whether you use this singleton dot get instance method or not in your project, can I say that line number 5 will be instantiated whenever you are compiling the program itself?
Yes.
Because
sir.
the static variables will allocated with the memory during the compile
load.
time or during the class loading time itself, the object will be created. That means, can I say that without you have created a singleton design pattern, but what is the main ideal usage of singleton design pattern is whenever you are calling the get instance method, then only you need to return the object, correct? But here, before calling the get instance method itself during the compilation or class loading time, I'm creating an object. I'm not checking whether someone is using this object or not. I'm creating just like that. So that means even if someone is not using, then also I'm creating. It's a waste of memory. Am I right? Do you guys agree with this one?
Yes.
I'm creating an object without use also, correct? So creating an object like this global variable is called as eager initialization. So creating an object like this, line number 5 is called as eager initialization. So in the interview, they might be asking, what is the eager initialization? In the global variable, line number 5, what you're doing, static singleton is equal to new singleton. So you are creating an object. But what is the problem with this eager initialization is whether you are using this singleton get instance method or not. That means you are just creating a class, but you are not using anywhere. You're not calling the singleton dot get instance method, but still the object is getting created because line number 5 is a static variable. Static variable will be loaded during the class load time itself. So unnecessarily, even though no one is using, I'm creating an object. So memory is waste. So this is a problem in the eager initialization. So in order to overcome that, what we are doing, so we follow the lazy initialization. So lazy, this is the meaning of eager. Now that means this is not the right way, comment it. Now what is a lazy initialization? In lazy initialization, what we do is, we don't initialize here. We will keep it as null. So now during the class load time, do you think that the object is created or only reference variable is created?
Only
Reference
reference
variable.
variable created.
So there is no object, correct?
No.
Now here, now from this line main method, let me create a now singleton dot get instance. Now if I go to this one, now if I return s, what s will be written? Will it return null or will it return object?
Null.
Null.
Now can I say that instead of null, can I do like this?
You can
If I do like this, what happens?
initiate the object.
Object is written.
Now that means when the object is getting created, whenever the get instance method is getting called, correct?
Yes.
Now let us run the program and see.
But will it not create different object every
Just,
time, sir? Yeah.
just a minute, you know, but others may not know, right? Just we'll come by one. Yes, it will create. That is what we will improvise the code. Okay. See, the problem here, are you able to see the same hash code or different?
Different hash
Different.
code.
Different. That means there is some problem, correct? Now let us see why it is creating a different hash code. Now, whenever you go line number 6, you are going to get instance method and you are creating a new. Okay. Now, again, when you go to the main method and then you go to line number 7, it is calling the get instance method again you are doing. That means every time you are calling the new instance, it is same as without having a private constructor, right? So now in order to overcome this, what I will do, I will call this line only when the value, see, when should I create an object, guys? For the first time, whenever the get instance method is called, then only I should create an object. From the later onward, since I have created an object, same object has to be returned. Now, how do I know first time the object I have to create? I will check. So first time from line number 6, whenever you are calling this get instance method, what is the value of s?
Yes. First time is
Null.
null.
Yeah, whenever it is null, what I will do, if s equal to null, can I execute this line?
Yes.
Okay. Now, for example, that means when from line number 6, when I call the get instance method, I'm checking what is the s equal to s equal to null. Then what I will do? I will create an object s
Create new object.
equal to new singleton. Get done. Now s equal to new singleton. Done. Now from line number 7, whenever I'm calling the same method again, is it s equal is null second time?
No, second
No.
time it
Because
is not
it's
null.
already created and it's a global variable. It's not a local variable. So it is no longer null. So what should I do?
Is
Return same.
Yeah. So return s.
return same
Correct?
same object.
Yeah. Now let us debug the code now. Now let me run right click debug as Java application. Okay. So from this line number 6, okay, let's do F6. Now let me make it as small. See, what is the value of s? For the first time you are coming, so s is null. So the object is created. See, singleton, done. It is returning s. Okay, done. Now from line number 7, I'm calling the get instance method again. Look at here. What is the value of s? Is it null? No, it is having an object. How come this object is there? Because in the previous, you created an object and you have assigned that object to the global variable, right? Second time it is not null. So whenever it is not null, will this condition is true?
No.
No, second time it
Will
is
this
not null.
line number 13 will not be invoked, correct?
Yeah.
Now what it is returning? Whatever the object that is created earlier. Likewise, so if I do like this, now am I having the same objects?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is a, now can I say this is a singleton design pattern class?
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
now someone, for example, this is a code I have in my project. When the object is creating now,
At the time of calling.
what calling?
Get instance
Get instance
method.
method.
Yeah,
Instance
that means I can say that whenever I have written this class in my project, whenever I call the get instance method, then only my object is getting created. If I'm not calling, then there
It
is
will
no
not
object
create.
creation. So that means whatever the problem that is present in the eager initialization, can I resolve that using a lazy initialization?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
So this is called lazy initialization. So these are the most frequently asked questions. What is eager initialization? What is lazy initialization? Why constructor is private? Why the get instance method is static? Okay. Now the one who asked a question, there is a s equal to null check is present. Do you understand now?
Yes, sir. Understand, sir.
Yeah. So yes, you can directly come here, but why are you writing this? That is a question, right? So that is what will come slowly. For example, if you are writing s equal to null, then interviewer will ask you, why are you writing this? Correct? There is other way to create an object also. What is the other way? Eager initialization. What is the problem in the eager initialization? Object is getting created without calling the method or without calling the get instance method, right? So in order to overcome that problem, we go for a lazy initialization. That means whenever you write the code, you just check what is the pro and cons of each way of writing. Then only you can go. Okay. Now this is well and good. Now can I say call it as a singleton design pattern? Yes. Now let us see how can I break this singleton design pattern. Any questions so far, anyone? Yeah, lazy initialization is better, guys. Okay. Now, what are the different ways to break the singleton design pattern? The first one of the way is by reflection. So can someone tell me what is a reflection in core Java?
Yeah, we can access the private variables.
Yeah. Not only the private variables, using the
Private methods,
reflection, you can
constructs.
access the private variable, private method, private constructor. Now, in the singleton design class, in this is a class. In this one, I have a private constructor. Now let us see whether I am able. I will see. Let me write this out statement here. Hi. Now we are going to see. Am I able to call this private constructor or not using a reflection? Now, in order to how can I get a see? In order to get a reflection, singleton dot class dot get declared constructor. So get declared constructor. So this is a method by using you can call the declared constructor. Now what it is giving you, it is giving you the singleton reference, singleton S1. S2 or S3. Let me keep as S3. Now let me do the typecasting. Okay, let me quickly resolve it here. It's already present here. Yeah. So class name followed by dot class they get declared constructors. Guys, this is not something new I am writing. This is a reflection topic that is present in core Java itself. You just go through the reflection topic, then you can understand how to call. Now what I am doing, I am calling the get declared constructor. Get declared constructor. Now after that, we just have to make it as set accessible equal to true. Okay. Now s3 dot set accessible equal to true, so that it will call the private constructor. And then what I'm doing, I'm creating a new object. Okay, s3 dot new source.
Here we have to change the class name, right?
Yes,
Singleton class
I,
itself.
I'm going to change. Yeah. So now, so this is a reflection code. See here, whether whatever you see in the current code, S1, S2, S3 is giving the same hash code. Do you guys agree?
Yes.
Till S1, S1, S2. Yes. Now what I'm trying to do is I'm creating a reflection code. Reflection, through the reflection, we can call the private constructor or private method or private variable. Now, if you are using a get declared constructor, you can call the private constructor. If you look at here, do you guys see declared field? You, by using this declared field method, you can call the private variable. And there is another method called get declared method. By using this get declared method, you can call the private method present in a class. So generally, we cannot access the private method, variable, or constructor from another class. But using reflection, which is a core Java topic, using the reflection, we can call the private constructor or private method or private variable. Now, in order to call those, if we want to call a private method, you have to use a method called get declared method. If you want to call a private constructor, you have to call get declared constructor. If you want to call a private variable, you have to use get declared field. Okay. Now, so I'm getting a S3. Now, why am I doing set accessible equal to true? Whenever you are passing true, then it will call the private variables or private constructors. And then I'm checking a new instance. I'm creating an object. So on top of this object, I will check hash code. Okay, I'm checking the hash code, whether it is a new hash code or different hash code. Okay. Now let us run the program and see Java application. See, first 3 times it has given the, see here, from I have the output is coming high. From where the high is coming? From the constructor. Now, if you guys look at, the output, first time the output high has come. That means whenever you're calling the get instance method, it went it here. First time S value is null. So it has called this constructor. So the constructor code is executed, the high is coming, done. After, and then hash code is coming. From the second time onwards, is it creating an object? No. Since it is not creating a new object, it is not calling the constructor. But whenever you're going to this one, so whenever I'm calling the hash code or new instance method, can I say that my private constructor is called again and I'm able to get the different hash code?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That means, am I breaking the singleton design pattern using reflection?
Yes.
Now let us keep a debugger here and see whether it is calling the private constructor or not. Debug as Java application. Let me do F8. See, do you guys see from line number, from this line number, when I have kept the design 19 line number. So do you guys see the private constructor is getting called, right? The first time it has called, second time it is not calling. Look at here. Third time it is not calling. Done. So now it is printing the hash code. Done. So set accessible equal to true. Whenever I see the object dot hash code, look at here. So I think I forgot to keep the debugger in the constructor. Let's debug again so that you can see. Debug as Java application. See, it is calling hi method, hi first time. So next time onwards, it won't call the constructor. Look at here because the S is not null. The third time it no. Now I am coming into the constructor reflection code. See, from the reflection, whenever I say new instance, is the private constructor is getting called? Yes. Whenever it is getting called means when the constructor will be created in called in Java, whenever the object is created. That means, can I say from this line number, I am creating an object? Yes.
Yes.
And what is the hash code it is printing? Different, correct? So that means, can I say that using the reflection, am I breaking the singleton design pattern?
Yes, breaking.
Yeah. Now, how to fix it? This is no longer a singleton design pattern. How to fix it? What I have to do? I have to go to. So what I should do? Whenever there is already an object, if S not equal to null, can I throw the exception? Or else I will, if S equal to not equal to null, I can throw the exception. This is one way. Or what I will do? I cannot return something from the constructor, correct? So the best way is throwing the exception. Now add it to the. Now, whenever you are calling the reflection, will it create a new object from this line number? It will throw the exception, but it will not create an object. Look at here. See, exception in thread main, unresolved. Okay, compilation. Let me solve the compilation first. There is some compilation issue. Yeah, this method also should have the. Yeah, done. Now let me come to the main method, throw the exception. Now let me run as Java application. So now if you look at here, invocation exception. So that means it is, see, first three objects I got. Am I able to create a new object again?
No, exception.
That means I'm not, see, for example, if this is a code I'm keeping, and if someone is trying to call my private constructor using the reflection, am I allowing? I'm not allowing. I'm not allowing them to create one more object, correct? So that means I'm limiting the object to be created. So this is how to resolve the object creation using a reflection. Generally, by using a reflection, you can call the singleton private constructor. Whenever you are calling the private constructor, new object will be created, which you are destroying the singleton design pattern. In order to fix that, so using the reflection, we are calling the private constructor. So in the private constructor, I will write some code in such a way that I will not allow to create one more object. Okay. So when I'm creating, for example, if I don't write the condition S equal not equal to null, in the regular time also it will create an exception, correct?
Yes.
So that is the reason once the object is created, I don't want to allow others to create an exception. That means when this line number 9 code will be executed, whenever the object is not null. Whenever the object is not null means only once you are creating an object, and after that, if someone is trying to create an object, you are throwing an exception, right? So this is how you can resolve the issue of a singleton design pattern by reflection. Now, there is another way to create a break the design pattern using serialization. Okay, there's another way to break the singleton design pattern using serialization, and then, or else we can say the deserialization. Now, so before that, can someone tell me what is a serialization or what is deserialization?
Hello, sir.
Sir.
It's converting from
Pass.
Java object to a string.
Objects through network.
Yeah, converting the object into a series of bytes and sending over a network. Okay. So in order to do the serialization, what I should do? First thing. So my class should implement a constructor interface called as a serializable. We have to implement a serializable interface, correct? Now let us see what happens if I don't implement it. Now let me write the serialization code. Now first let me write the serialization. So serialization means we need to convert the object into a series of bytes and sending over a network. In order to send over a network, I'm using file output stream. F equal to new file output stream. And then I will mention the location. So I will create one location on my desktop. Somewhere test folder will be there. Or let me go to users, Dell, desktop. This is my desktop location. Okay. I'm copying this location and keep it here. Okay. Now let me write the file name as serializable doc.txt. So I wanted to write this object output into this. I mean, like I will first convert the object into series of bytes and then write the object into this file. Now, in order to write it, I'm using a file output stream. After that, in order to convert the object into series of bytes, we use object output stream OB equal to new object output stream. Guys, this is not something related to the design pattern. It's a core Java topic. How can I do the serialization? I hope you already know, but just I'm explaining. In order to do the deserialization, I have to do the serialization first. So now, after that, OB dot write OB dot write object. So what is the object I want to serialize? S or S1, S2, anything. S. Okay. So this will now let me run the code, run the program and see what happens. So this is now what is now in this 3 lines code. This is serialization. What is the work of line number 25? First, the definition of a serialization states that serialization is a process of converting the object into a series of bytes. Who will convert? See, this object output stream and this object output stream write object method is responsible to convert the object into a series of bytes. After converting the bytes, you want to sending over a network. That means you want to write into a file. So I'm using the file output. Now let us run the program and see. I'm getting some exception. Let us see. Okay, now let me comment. See here, it is not even coming this line because it is getting failed here, correct? Because of this one. So whenever there is an exception in this line, can this code will be executed? No. So let me comment this one because we have already studied this. Let me comment this and then execute. Run as Java application. See, I am getting not serializable exception. See, com.ashokit.singleton.singleton, not serializable. When will I get a not serializable exception? Anyone?
Yeah,
Answer.
you have to implement the serializable interface.
Yeah. So here, what are we doing? I wanted to serialize this object S. What is the object of S? It's an object of singleton class. Now, whenever you want to perform anything or whenever you want to send the object over a network, then that class should implement serializable interface. Serializable interface. Now, if you look at in your project, every POJO class or DTO or entity model or a class which is having a setters and getters, that will implement a serializable interface because in a web application, generally we do the web application. So you wanted to send the data to your UI layer, correct? From backend, you will send it to UI to backend, correct? In order to send this transaction, you need to implement the serializable interface. Now, where the DTO is the place where you are creating an object, right? And you are storing the data. So that is the reason in your project, every DTO object, some people will call it as a DTO, some people will call it as a POJO class, some people will call it as a entity class. All those will implement the serializable interface. What you can do is after the class, you just go to your project code and see every DTO object is implementing a serializable interface or not. Okay, now let us run the program. See, I'm not getting an exception. That's not serializable exception is gone because earlier I have not done the implement serializable. Now I have done. Now after serialization, what I have done, I told you that I have written the object state into one file. See this, are you able to see on my desktop one document called serializable doc?
Yes.
Yes,
So
sir.
this is a doc that is generated because of this program, correct?
Yes.
Here I am writing that object state into a serializable doc. Okay, done. Let me open this file. Do you guys understand what is there inside this?
No.
No.
It
No.
is not user friendly, correct? Now, if my friend wants to see what is the converting the object, what is there present inside this document, what he can do? He have to write the deserialization code, correct? Now, what is the deserialization? So my friend wants to understand what is there in this file. Now, can I say first he has to read this file? Yes. In order to
Yes.
read this file, we use file
File
input stream. Let me write file input stream. Okay. Let me keep F1. And he wants to, I'm like, see, since the same location, I'm giving the same file location. Okay. Now, after that, now from the file, yes, your first step is you are reading the file. That's good. After reading the file, what you need to do, you need to construct the object from the series of bytes. Now, what one will do? There is a class called object input stream.
Input stream.
Yes. Object input stream. Okay. Now, object input stream, new object input stream, OB1.
Read that object.
Yes. Now let me put F1. Yeah, because my file input stream says that F1. So after that, write object method converts the object into a series of bytes. Similarly, which method creates the object? Read object
Read
method.
object.
OB1 dot read object.
Read object.
Yeah. So it will convert the whatever the converted objects are there, it will construct the original object. Okay. Now let me keep Singleton. It will give you Singleton object because I have serialized the Singleton class. Now, this is a class name. You can write any of your name. Now, once I got S4, can I check the hash code of S4?
Yes.
Now, let us when I check the S4 hash code, let us run the program and see. Run as Java application. See, am I getting a different hash code?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So that means one more object is created.
Yes.
Yo, am I breaking the Singleton design pattern now?
Yes.
So what is another way to break a Singleton design pattern? Using deserialization.
Deserialization.
Yeah. Now we have to fix it, right? So in order to fix it, what you need to do is you need to override the read resolve method. You need to override the read resolve. So whenever you are doing the deserialization, this read object method will call internally the read resolve method. If you look at here, read object. Internally, if you debug like this, it will call the read resolve method somewhere. So we need to override the read resolve method. Okay, I will override, and then in this read resolve method, what I will return? I will return S. I don't want to create a new object. The default implementation is the default implementation of a read resolve method is it will create an object. But since I have overridden the method, it will not call the read resolve method that is there. So now let us run the program. I've just overridden the read resolve method. Run as Java application. Am I getting a same hash code or different hash code now?
Same hash code.
That means, did I prevent creating one more object using a deserialization?
Serialization. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, how to fix the issue of a Singleton design pattern using a deserialization? You have
Read
to
resolve.
override the read resolve method.
So what exactly is the role of read resolve method, sir?
So read resolve method. So whenever you're constructing, see, whenever the deserialization, the read object will do the deserialization, correct? Yeah, this whenever the deserialization is getting performed, this read object method internally calls the read resolve method, which is present in object class or in the subclasses of object class. So what is the objective of a read resolve method is See, why are you creating a deserialization? You're creating an object, correct? So it will create a new object. So by overriding, what I'm doing, see, whenever you override it, will it give the preference to your child class method or parent class method?
Child class
Child,
method.
child class
Okay.
one.
Now that means, can I say that the parent class read resolve method will not be executed and my
Yes.
read resolve method will be executed?
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
am I creating a new object here?
No.
Now, whatever the object that is present as, it will be returned, correct?
Yes.
So in this way, I'm limiting the predefined implementation of a read resolve method is to create a new object. But I don't want to follow that. If I follow that, I'm breaking my singleton design pattern. Now, what I should do in my class, wherever you want to create a singleton design pattern, if in order to like what you call resolve the issue of creating multiple objects during the deserialization, you need to override the read resolve method. After overriding, what I should do? I don't want to create a new object. I want to give the object that is already present. Correct? Now I will return S. For example, if S is null first time, then can I say that I will write the same code? If S equal to null, create an object. If it's already present, return the same object. Correct? Yes or no? So in this way, if the object is not there, then it will create. Okay, let me throw. Okay. If the object is not there, it will create an object. If the object is already present, it will return the same object, right? So in this way, I'm limiting only one object per the class. Hope you understand, guys.
Yes.
Sir, can you
Understand.
go once to the parent class read resolve object?
So it is okay. If you what you can do is you just go to the implementation. From here, one by one, you can go to this method. I do not remember in which class it is present exactly. You just go through each and every method of this
Okay.
in the hierarchy. Then you can easily get it.
Okay. So actually, I mean, as per your code, should it be in object input stream class, that read resolve method?
See, it might be in the object input stream class, or the object input
Okay.
stream class also can have the parent. Look at here, input stream. Input parent is closable. Okay. Then the parent for the input is object, right? So I might be in
Hmm.
this class or in that class. Okay. Somewhere it would be.
Okay, sir. Oh, but we
Okay.
have implemented a serialization for the singleton class, right?
Yes, if you are not doing the serialization, you are not implementing a serializable
Yeah.
interface, you cannot do the serialization, right?
Got it, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Any other questions, anyone?
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. I have one question. Like to protect the singleton class from the reflection API, can we use that enum concept?
Yes, that is another way. Yes. So by what you can do is writing a like this is one way, or there is a enum in Java, which in the enum, what is a basically enum is nothing but a group of you can hold a group of constant in one place. For example, where we can use a enum is if I take months, how many months are there in generally? 12 months. So if I want to, that means generally these are fixed. So in order all this, see, January, February, March, whatever the month you say, these are comes under months, correct? So I can create a month enum. Inside that I can create a static variables, and then instead of if whatever I'm throwing exception, I can use a enum and then I can fix it out. That's another way of doing. Through enum also you can make object only one object to be eligible.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Can I see in the serialization where that path is pointing to? Can you scroll? I want to see where the path is pointing to. The path, the file path.
Yeah, file path. Yeah, it's a desktop path. That's it.
Oh,
I just
so
have, you can give any path, not an issue.
okay.
You
Okay,
can give
thanks.
any whatever the path you want, you can give.
Okay, thanks, understood.
Any other questions, anyone?
Hello,
So
sir.
let's, yeah.
Sir, actually want to ask, we have restricted the construction of object from the constructor only. And how this serialization is able to construct the object?
So that is what, right? So see this read object method is creating an object, right? See, in this one also they will be using a reflection, right?
Sir,
So
sir, this reach object is creating an object, but overall object creation process might go to the constructor.
yes,
Is it?
that is what. If you look at the implementation of this read object method, you will understand.
Yeah.
So that is the see how many ways you can create an object in Java? The 4 ways. First one is using new keyword, reflection, deserialization,
Clone.
cloning. Correct? Yeah. So these are the 4 ways you can create an object. Okay. So one of those ways is deserialization. That is the beauty of the deserialization, right? Even though your constructor is private, you're getting object is created, right?
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So there is another way, guys. Using multi-threading also, we can create one more object. So that is called as, so in this here, in this get instance method, this is a problem we have. Multiple threads can execute at a time. So that can be limited by double checked locking. Double checked locking. Okay, so but the class timing was 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. So we'll not be able to discuss this today. So what are we going to do is, so I'm going to so there is a Java design pattern session that is going to come, that is going to get started from 8th February, morning 9 a.m. every day, Monday to Friday. So I'm going to teach this one. Under this, we are going to cover creational, structural, behavioral design patterns, which are 23 design patterns. Apart from that, we are going to cover some of the microservice design patterns as well. Okay, so you will get to know the details of those complete course on 8th February. And the demo classes will be there for these design patterns also, from 8th to 8th is a February, right? So Wednesday, 8, 9, 10, 3 days will be the demo classes. You can join. And if you are interested, you can enroll for this. So this is a course that is getting started on Wednesday. So Dastagiri, you will get to know the fee information on Wednesday itself.
Sir,
Most
what
probably
is
around.
the duration of
How
the
many sessions it
course?
will take, sir?
Total, how many design pattern will be there?
So 23 design patterns of creational, structural, and behavioral. Apart from that, some of the microservice design patterns. That you will
Total
get to
session,
know.
sir?
The number of days will be between 30 to 45 days.
Okay.
The course duration is between 30 to 45 days. Yeah,
Okay.
cost, don't worry about the cost and all, guys. So you on the Wednesday, whenever you join it, you are going to get a complete details, not only fees, timing, and we are, see, whenever we talking about a demo class, in the demo class, we are going to tell you the content, right? Because if I talk about the content, it takes another 1 hour. So I'm just telling you, letting you know, guys, that there is a Java design patterns class that is going to get started on Wednesday. And I'm going to teach, do you guys see whatever the concept I have taught you, like writing the program only from scratch?
Yes, sir.
The same way we are going to learn all the design patterns. Okay. So the way I teach is not only this one, I do teach design data structures, core Java, advanced Java, and then Java new features also. But whatever I teach through programmatic approach. Okay. So, and in this design patterns, we are also going to see, I will discuss about one design pattern. Now in project, where can I implement it? Okay. Or in your project, you want to see whether this design pattern is implemented or not. So I will give you the tips. How can you do that? So that is going to start in 8th February. If you guys are interested, you can join that. Okay. Yeah. Now, apart from this, we also want to, so data structures and algorithms is another course. That is already I am teaching. For this, it's already started on 25th Jan. We just completed 1 week of classes. The demo classes are completed. So today, whatever the email ID that you have joined through this Zoom group, right? So on that group, you are going to get a demo classes that are completed for data structures also on your email ID. So if you are interested, you can watch those demo classes. And if you are interested, you can join this demo data structures batch also. The fee, in the data structures, since the demo classes are completed, let me show you guys the content of the demo data structures. So in the data structures, what we are going to look at is, we are going to look at the first, we started with the collection internals. When I say internals, we are going to create a custom collection and study how does the hash map will work internally, the put method, get method, remove method, how does the array list works, everything we are going to see the first collection framework. Then we are going to say linked list. So not when I say linked list, the each and every topic I am going to write a program and explain. And apart from that, we are also going to solve the live hacker rank problems. So if see, these are the links I have provided, right? We are going to, in the class itself, we will go to this link and we will write the program from scratch. That means we are going to solve the hacker rank problems as well for each and every topic. So after the collections, we are going to look at the linked list. So under linked list, these are the things that we are going to look at. And then stack, under the stack, some problems, and then stack implementation using array, stack implementation using linked list, stack implementation using queue. And then queue, same way, same hacker rank problems, queue implementation using array, linked list, stack, and there are different methods, right? Poll method, peak method, push method. We are going to write all of those. Post that we are going to look at tree. Under tree, what is tree? What is binary tree? What is binary search tree? And all these are the hacker rank problems. And these are the, what is a level order? What is a vertical order? What is a binary path, left view, whether the given tree is a binary tree or not. These are not concept guys. We are going to write a program for all of this. So once the completion of trees, we are going to look at heap. In the heap, we are going to see max heap, min heap, heap sort, convert the given array into a max heap, convert the given array into a min heap, adding an element to a max heap or min heap. So these are whatever we are going to see, right? These are the questions that are asked in the interview. Post that we are going to see dynamic programming and then graphs. In the graph, we are going to see what is a BFS, what is a DFS, and shortest path algorithm, and then pattern matching. See, some of the examples I have given you. See, if I want to write a program for these patterns, how can I write it? Okay. And then fundamentals of array, and then 2-dimension array, and say space complexity, time complexity. Under this, we are going to look at all the sorting techniques: bubble sort, insertion sort, selection sort, quick sort, merge sort, heap sort, and some of the complex programs here mentioned here, which are important from the interview perspective. These are also hacker rank links, and miscellaneous topics, nothing but recursion are some mathematical complexities. See, these are the algorithms. Okay, and at the end, we are going to see some square root, LCM, GCD, how can we do? So this is a course that we are going to look at entire content, and the fee for this course is, if you would like to join the live classes, it is 7,000 rupees. And for live classes, there is no video backup. But if you would like to enroll for 10,000 rupees, the video backup will be provided up to 6 months. The class timing is morning 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. every day, Monday to Friday. And if anything needed or we are lagging back, then we keep a class on the Saturday. And the duration of the course is between 2.5 to 3 months. We are going to complete this one. See, I'm punctual. I'll be making sure that it will be completed on time. And the way I teach completely will be the programmatic approach. I provide the notes, whatever the program that we are writing in the class, that note that will also be shared. And then see, in order to explain guys, if it is a live class, we used to write on the board, but it's a virtual class. So we will write on the whiteboard like this, right? So this whiteboard notes also will be shared with you guys. Yeah. So if anyone is interested, you guys join for this. So what I can do is, since the demo classes are completed for these data structures, I will, whatever the email ID that you have joined this free demo class of Singleton design pattern, I will request admin to provide the videos of all the demo class videos of data structures to all of you guys. You can watch those any number of times. And if you are interested, in the same email, you will have the enrollment link, like where to do the payment, what to do the payment, after doing the payment, what you should do. That details will be provided. You can contact it. If you do by tomorrow, by today evening, you will be getting a new Zoom link that is for data structures, and you can join from tomorrow. Okay. So does anyone has any questions on this so far? Yeah, so I don't know your name. Visil, right? Sorry if I spell your name wrongly. So you are going to get an email from the Ashok IT today. Please check that email today or tomorrow morning. So in that email will have the instructions on how to do the payment and how to do the enrollment. Okay. So Ankit Tiwari, is yes very hard? Yes, it is hard until you understand. So generally people see whatever I teach, whatever I told you guys, do you guys understand this is already present in our engineering first year or second year?
Yes, sir.
Others, can you tell me, is it present in engineering or degree second year, third year, or engineering first year or second year? It's already there. But why are we? Do you remember that? No, right?
No.
Because
No,
see,
sir.
the way we study in our engineering is, first of all, the faculty may not be able to explain properly, or even the faculty is super. We are habituated to by heart the code because our intelligence levels are not that good enough, right? At that time. Right, so we used to butify the code. If it is a bubble sort, then two for loops will be there, and then write the one if condition. If it's a merge sort, then divide conquer we'll say, and then we'll write some instead of writing a program, we write some English in the exam, right? So but what the difference that I teach here, once you look at the demo class, you can find it. So the way I teach is here, you don't need to remember the code. For each and every topic, there will be, see, if I take linked list means each and every node will contain the address of next node. What does it mean? So I am explaining the concept. From the concept, you can write the code. So you don't need to remember the code, whatever, whether it's a graph, whether it's a tree, whatever it is, you don't need to remember the code. You need to remember the concept. After that, you will able to complete or convert the concept into a coding. So once you look at the, what you call, once you look at the current demo class videos, what you are going to get today, you can understand very well. Yeah. So yes, Murli Krishna. Yes, we
Yes, sir.
are during the design patterns, we are going to talk about some of the real-time scenarios. But every design pattern, see, if you have a project, you're working for some organization. Is it possible for you to implement all the 23 design
No,
patterns?
that is not possible.
Yeah. So some people will ask, right? See, there is not a business scenario for each and every scenario, correct? Wherever it is possible, I will explain that. See, if I tell you that I'm going to discuss the business scenario, and if at the later point of time this design pattern does not have, it does not make sense, right? So that's the reason. Whatever the project you take, no one can implement all the 23 design patterns in a single project. It depends on usage, right? So that usage we are going to discuss.
Yeah, current market strategy now that
Yes.
up to date. Now, if you discuss, that is enough, sir.
Yeah. See, some people will have a different way of understanding, right?
Right.
We'll discuss about each and every design pattern, how it is working. We'll debug the code, we'll write the code, everything. But, and then some of the design pattern, for example, if you take the strategy design pattern, or if you take the abstract design pattern, these are the most things that are every project will use it. So once I can explain where you can implement this one, like chain of responsibility, where you can use it. So I will explain all of those.
Okay, sir.
So does anyone has any questions on the design, the data structures and algorithms course, content or fee, duration, etc.? Yeah. So does anyone of you have joined my previous teachings or this one?
DSA class, sir, I have joined.
Yeah. Can you share your experience, please, for the others?
Yeah, so far it's very good, sir. I mean, like you are going very into the deep and details of the program and concept, so it's really helpful. I mean, I have seen very few teachers, they will go so deep into the concept and everything, sir. It's really good. It will be helpful for everyone, actually.
Yeah, you are part of current ongoing data structures.
That's correct, sir.
Yeah, yeah. So and like whatever we have discussed around customer list, hash map and all, right? Were you able to implement on your own?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you do you remember any code?
Yes, sir. For the custom array and all those stuff,
I
I
mean,
have
like I'm saying
knowledge.
that, do you need to butify the code or you can
No,
write
sir. No,
easily?
sir. No, not like that. I can write easily because I know the concept now, sir.
Yeah, yeah. So that is what I just guys others. So that is what I'm trying to say. You don't need to remember the code. You just remember the concept and then you can easily convert. So if anybody would like to, yeah, for data structures and algorithms, Aishwarya, the fee is 7,000 for live classes and 10,000 for live classes and the video backups. Hope that answers your question, Aishwarya. Yeah. So if anybody is interested, today you're going to get an email, right? You can follow the instructions on the email and then you can do the payment. The early that you do, you will get a new Zoom link and you can join the ongoing classes. And whatever the completed classes till now, like the demo classes and all, that will be given, the videos will be shared. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer those as well. Yeah. Yeah, if no question, that's all for today, guys. Thank you all. Thanks for joining. Have a nice day. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm happy to answer. Yeah, if no question, that's all. Thank you, guys. Thanks for joining. Have a nice day. Thank you.